The U.S. economy slowed down again. U.S. economic growth slows sharply in the fourth quarter. U.S. economic growth slowed more than expected in the fourth quarter amid disruptions from last year's government shutdown and a moderation in consumer spending. But tax cuts and investment in artificial intelligence were expected to support activity this year. Gross domestic product increased at a 1.4% annualized rate last quarter. The Commerce Department's Bureau of Economic Analysis said in its advanced estimate, of fourth quarter GDP on Friday. Economists polled by Reuters had forecasted GDP rising at a 3% pace. The survey was, however, completed before data on Thursday showing the trade deficit widening to a 5-month high in December. The economy grew at a 4.4% pace in the third quarter. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimated that the government shutdown would subtract 1.5 percentage points from the fourth quarter GDP through fewer services provided by federal workers, lower federal spending on goods and services, and a temporary reduction in SNAP benefits. The CBO forecast most of the output would eventually be recovered, though between $7 billion and $14 billion would not. Ahead of the release of the report, Trump posted on social media that, quote, the shutdown cost the USA at least 2 points in GDP. That's why they are doing it in mini form again. No shutdowns. Also, lower interest rates. The report, which was delayed by the record 43-day government shutdown, highlighted a jobless economic expansion as well as K-shaped economy, in which upper income earners are doing well while lower income consumers are struggling amid higher inflation from import tariffs and stalling wage growth. Shocker. Those conditions have created what economists and Trump's opponents call an affordability crisis. Only 181,000 jobs were added last year, the fewest outside of the pandemic since the 2009 recession, and down from 1.45 million in 2024. Growth in consumer spending slowed from the third quarter's brisk 3.5% pace. Economists say spending has largely been driven by higher income households and has been at the expense of saving as inflation eroded buying power. Consumer spending could get a tailwind from what economists anticipate will be larger tax refunds this year because of tax cuts. Economists estimated AI, including data center, semiconductor, software, and research and development, accounted for a third of GDP growth in the first 3 quarters of 2025, blunting the hit from tariffs and reducing immigration. The stale report will probably have no impact on monetary policy. So we're slowing down again. Every Republican president in my lifetime, we've seen damage the economy in some way, shape, or form. And here we go again. This is his second go-around. So we're slowing down again. We've got stagnant wages again. Most of the spending is coming from the upper earners because the upper earners are the ones that are enjoying all the tax breaks. And as far as those higher tax returns, yes, it is anticipated that tax returns are going to be up slightly this year as far as what you would normally get from your tax return. But the number of people getting a tax return is down. So once again, it's an offsetting thing. And here we go. What is 2026 going to look like? I don't know. How long is he going to play this fucking trade war game? How long are we going to continue to try and boost our economy up with tariffs that we pay? If he continues on this path, 2026 isn't going to look any better than 2025. And 2025, he's been blaming on Biden the whole fucking time.